Welcome back to Dentfish, digital dentistry's biggest pond for collaboration. In this tutorial, we're going to show you how you can set up services inside your profile. This tutorial assumes that you have already set up a user account, converted it into a provider account, and also populated your profile. As you can see here on the screen, we have populated our profile like this. Now to set up services, you go to the settings and then to services. The list is currently empty. We're going to set up now our first service. So click create. Now, before we start, there's something important to understand about services inside Dentfish. We do have our very own classification of all kinds of different services that are being offered in digital dentistry. And you have to follow this classification. This makes it easier for our users to find what they need. So in order to get started, you first pick from the classification what you would like to offer. To do so, you choose a type. Currently, you can only find service in here. In the future, we might also add physical products and other things, but for now, we just go with service. There are different categories inside this classification. You can see the categories here, from diagnostics to implant dentistry, all the way to restorative. For this example, we're going to choose restorative as a category. So once you have selected the category, this tab here, or this drop-down here, becomes available. And here you can actually choose the different types of restorative services that you can offer through Dentfish. So go ahead and pick the one that fits best to what you like to offer. In our case, we're just going to go for crown. Now, once you have selected the service you're going to offer, you will notice that there is this description field. You cannot edit this field. It's fixed. And this is because this belongs to the Dentfish classification. So whatever is inside this description is the absolute bare minimum that you have to provide to the user. Again, this makes it more convenient for users to find services and to make it more predictable of what they're going to get for their money. So read carefully what the description says and if it fits with what you're offering. This is, again, the absolute minimum you have to offer when you accept this kind of service. There is an additional information field where you can put down some additional information about your particular service or what's different about your service. So for example, you might want to type something like guaranteed custom design, made with 3Shape software, just as an example. You can write here whatever you want. You can also make this more sort of informational or put some marketing text as well. So now we have selected the service from the Dentfish classification that we would like to offer. The next step is now to price our service. You can choose any price, but of course, do your own research and figure out what typical market rates are for different kind of services. So here we're going to offer some crown design service. So I'm going to price this at $15, and these are US dollars, by the way. And that's $15 per crown. The turnaround means the time from the moment you accept the order from your customer until you're going to deliver basically the final design. You can set this up by minutes, hours, or days. So in our case, let's choose here perhaps 24 hours. And last but not least, you can also specify whether or not you're going to allow for revisions. We highly recommend that you're going to allow for revisions all the time. Finally, you can also set up some specific requirements you might have for the orders. So for example, if you want some specific files. So for example, you could put down here a clinical image will be much appreciated. So you can get more context of the patient's smile, for example. And then the last part in setting up your service is to specify what kind of file types you accept with the order and in what kind of file types you actually deliver the final design. So for this crown design service, we're going to accept STL files only, and the delivery format is also going to be an STL file. Since, of course, you also ask for a clinical image, we might as well have to accept JPEGs and PNG files. So with this, you're done, and you can save the service. It now shows up in your list of services here. It won't, however, show up in the public search just yet. In order for the service to show up in a public search, you need to activate it. Now it's active and would show up in the public search. Just like this, you can then go on and add some additional services. You can add as many services as you like. Just click the Add New Service button and set up the next service you would like to offer. This is it for this tutorial. In the next tutorial, we're going to show you some final touches that you have to do before you can actually start selling on Dentfish. Bye for now.